Bartender reacts to weird summer cocktail hacks from So Yummy. Yes, they're back. They won't die. As some of you may remember, or repressed like childhood trauma, I've reacted to So Yummy a few times in the past. These are the people who take vodka and gummy bears, throw it in a blender, and say, voila! Gourmet mixology. Martha Stewart, who? I've reacted to their Halloween cocktails, which honestly just felt like it was made by a wine-drunk witch on Pinterest. And I've reacted to their holiday Christmas cocktail videos, which gave more of a vibe like they were made by that single childless drunk aunt who wasn't single or childless by choice, like something bad happened there, who brings the eggnog that's like 90% vodka and 10% regret. And now somehow I've stumbled upon their spring summer cocktail videos and their cocktail hack videos for summer. Yes, hacks. It's plural now. Because they don't just make one video anymore. No, now there's like a whole mini series of chaos. They have all these new ideas. And by new ideas, I mean crimes against alcohol. Don't worry, I'll link all the videos that I react to in the description below if you want to check those out and ruin your day. You're welcome. Here's where it gets weird though. I have to compile them into like one big reaction video because each video halfway through stops talking about cocktails and starts talking about like sorbet or chocolate, things that have nothing to do with alcohol or cocktails. Like girl, 5 minutes ago you were handing me a margarita. Now you're handing me a melted popsicle in a champagne flute. It doesn't make sense. And these videos give really strong 5-minute crafts vibes. Like the exact same chaotic thought structure of we don't actually know what people want, but we can melt down crayons into a hairbrush. Because we all need that. That's the hack we're all looking for. Because that's the thing. Most of these hacks or drink ideas, no one's even asked for. No one even wants. Not a single person. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they were the same company. Some evil content factory just pumping out videos like, yeah, here's a glue gun and some tequila. Content. And I know for a fact one of you out there already knows the answer to this and is sprinting to the comments to let us know how they're related. And honestly, thank you for your service. Educate us. I'd actually like to know. But anyway, I'm gonna be compiling all my reactions to these videos in this video, and together we'll find out if these cocktails or these hacks are better than any of the things that they've trotted out in their holiday videos. Spoiler alert, probably not. But hey, if I learn how to make tequila into a snow globe, I'll shut up. How's that? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and subscribe for future ones. I put them out weekly. And if that's not all, let's get into the video. Okay, this one's pretty good. I've actually done a whole video on Corona cocktails. You could check those out in the description below as well. And these are actually great to have in the summer, especially at like a tailgate because they're so easy to make and they actually taste really good. It's fun, it's different, it's innovative. Okay, listen, I'll take it. I'd be an idiot not to. I made a whole video about it saying that I liked it. So starting off strong. Happy so far. Okay, shut me up. I hope so. I hope you prove me wrong. I want to like these. Okay, this I don't really recommend doing, mainly because A, jam has a bunch of other additives and ingredients in it that are unnecessary in a cocktail. I mean, if you want to get rid of leftover jam that's laying around your house, sure, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a hack because there's better ways to do it. I mean, the better way to do it would be to use just normal simple syrup and then muddle in the fresh fruit. It's similar to jam, but it just doesn't have all the extra shit in it. Because not only that, all that jam and stuff like that is gonna be floating around making this cocktail not really feel so good as you drink it. It's gonna mess up the texture. So I highly recommend straining this if you do it through a cocktail strainer. It's not the same as muddling up fresh fruit in a cocktail. That's okay to enjoy. But jam is already like coagulated. It's not gonna mix well in the cocktail like that. So yeah, does it work? Sure. Would it taste good? Maybe. But is it the best way to do this? No. Okay, several things I need to point out. First of all, what was that shake? This does nothing. If you're gonna shake a cocktail, shake a cocktail. Second of all, I love the idea of freezing edible flowers into ice cubes. It makes it more aesthetic. It's pretty if done correctly. This looks disgusting. It looks like moss on the side of a log. It literally just looks like the woods. Like, that looks disgusting. And then they're all little bits. So as that ice melts, all those little bits are now gonna be floating around in the drink, which is gonna get in the way of you drinking it. I don't know if I want all those little things in my mouth. I can't tell if they're all good. They look like they're the things that are on the bottom of the bag of the edible flowers that you get. And the main reason I'm being so nitpicky is because you got 10.1 million subscribers. You can't like take the extra 2 seconds to make sure that it looks nice. What? Good idea, done terribly. That's an example of what this is. Okay, I like the glass. I like the garnishing the glass with the flowers. Like, that is kind of pretty. But using these flowers and letting it sit for 6 hours to just get some like color infused in the mixer or the alcohol is like a giant waste of time. I don't see that as a hack. I feel like it's easier to use food coloring or like a flavored liqueur to add something to the drink, or even like edible glitter or luster dust. I think that would be better and more of a hack than wasting 6 hours for this. What are we doing? The bottom of the spoon is not a muddler. That's disgusting. The handle of a spoon does not a muddler make. You grab that with your hands, and then now you're using it to muddle your drink, so all the germs that were on your hands are now gonna be in the drink. Unless the handle of the spoon is like pristine or pristine, whatever word I'm trying to say. Don't do this. That's nasty. That's disgusting. That's lazy. That's what that is. Again, I don't know about you guys, but if I already have a bunch of shit in my cocktail, especially a half of a lemon, I don't want that in my drink. I don't want 60% of the cocktail to be taken up with bullshit. That's gonna get in the way of drinking it, that's gonna make it nasty, because I could bet you anything, that's not a washed lemon. I get the idea of wanting to like separate the cocktail, but there's many other ways to layer a cocktail if you just want a diffusion of color. That is much better than sticking half of a fucking lemon in it. Okay, if you're gonna do this, I don't recommend using this type of glass, because the longer glasses and you freeze them and stuff like this, it has a high probability of shattering. Even if it doesn't shatter right away, it gets to the table, somebody picks it up with their hand, it could then shatter later. It's just something you should think about before doing it, because it's dangerous. If you're gonna do something like this, I highly recommend using a rocks glass with a much smaller surface of glass that has the risk of breaking in the process. I don't know about you guys, I just don't want to run the risk of my cocktail exploding in someone's hand. Okay, yes. This actually, I think, is great. I mean, there's easier ways to do this. You could actually buy Empress Gin, which is gin infused with butterfly pea blossoms, which is why it has this effect. You could even use butterfly pea blossom tea as a mixture to make it quicker. But if you have them readily available and you want to infuse them, you do get this effect. I don't know what it is. Some kind of reaction happens between the butterfly pea blossom and the citrus or acidity, which causes it to change color, which is actually really fun. I've done this a lot when I'm making cocktails for people that I'm trying to impress. What the hell is that? You would have been much better if you stopped 3 steps ago. What the heck? I love the idea of cutting it out and having like a spiral lime as a garnish. Like in the beginning of this, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. And then they went and did something stupid. This is an example of having an idea that doesn't actually work in practice. Because what was the point of cutting it? You put it back into a sphere, it just looks like a whole lime in your drink. And this is already a lime cocktail, so as that melts, all the flavors from that lime are now gonna go into it, making it now unbalanced. It's probably gonna make it too acidic, have too much citrus. Like you cut it up just to make it a sphere. What was the point? Just in case at this point, you should have just froze the whole fucking lime. Am I wrong? There's no way I'm wrong. I'm not even gonna ask, because I know I'm not. Okay, this is pretty. This is an example on how to do the edible flowers in ice correctly. So you do know what you're doing. You were just lazy before. See what I mean? They know what they're doing is dumb. This is the right way to do that. See how much better this looks than what we previously saw? That's what I'm talking about. What the shit is this? What junk drawer did you just need to clean out? This is one of the few times I'm gonna say it's not a good idea to clean out. Because that stuff doesn't even look nice. That looks like it was made in a kindergarten's arts and crafts. And then it's gonna melt and get all over your table. You're not even gonna put a plate under it? This is gonna be a mess. That's what this is, a mess. Which is the last thing people want to deal with when they're drunk. Like if you're gonna do this, there's so many better ways to do it. So yummy with your 10.1 million subscribers. Okay, I think this is a great idea. This is another great example of a good way to utilize ice to positively impact your cocktail, especially with coffee cocktails. Like if you want to do an iced coffee cocktail, so it doesn't water down the drink, you freeze the coffee. So it improves the cocktail as the ice melts. I love this. I actually think this is a great idea. Highly recommend trying it out. Again, I think that looks terrible. Am I wrong? Especially because those ingredients I actually want in the cocktail. This is an example of something that I actually don't want in the ice. I actually want this to be incorporated in the drink because the peaches and the mint, that's gonna impact positively the flavor of the punch bowl. I don't want it in the ice, I want it in the actual drink. Stupid in practice, stupid idea, looks terrible. That's not a hack. This is how you make this worse. Dumb idea, piss me off. I think that's great. I think that's fun. I love the idea of using fruit as cups, like hollowing them out and using them as cups. I think that's fun. I've done that with pumpkins before for fall mule cocktails. And it's biodegradable, helping the world. Love that. Very Pinterest. It works, the cocktail's great, it looks nice. Love it. Love it. Another great example on how to utilize coffee ice cubes or things like that. Because the whole point on like a hack or a good cocktail idea is how will this make the drink better? How do the flavors work? How do the ingredients still work at the end of the day? Is it gonna be taking things away from the cocktail or adding to the cocktail? A coffee ice cube in a White Russian works. That's a good idea. It's not that difficult, so yummy. These videos are a mixture of so yummy and so stupid. Okay, let me pause. First, I just want to say something good. love the garnish. I think that's a fun garnish. I like that. When you're doing something like pina colada-esque and it has the cream in it, you're gonna wanna blend it. Because just over ice and loosey-goosey like that, when you mix cream with ingredients like pineapple or lime, it's gonna curdle, even if it doesn't right away. Like, see, that looks okay? Give it a few seconds. It's gonna start to curdle and then look nasty, and then you're gonna feel all the curdled bits in your mouth as you drink it. It's gonna make you sick because it's just gonna feel gross. This would have been fine if you just removed the cream part of it, if we're talking about a punch bowl over ice. If you wanna do the cream, you gotta blend it and make sure you emulsify it all together properly. It's all about the process. It's all about the technique. We learned this from SpongeBob, okay? It's not difficult. First of all, do dragon berries color things that much? A. B, are we just using it for color or are we using it for taste as well? Because from my knowledge, dragon fruit is a pretty mild flavor. If you just want to do color, food coloring, edible glitter, or a colored liqueur if you want to add flavor. That would be a much better idea. Or pick a fruit that actually impacts it much more than this. Like, muddle up some strawberries in that bitch and then strain it out. Even raspberries. Like, I'm just thinking off the cuff of fruits that would be much better to give you the color that you want and actually a flavor that's noticeable. Especially because you're using like what, 3 cubes of a dragon fruit? The fuck is that gonna do? Okay, again, looked amazing. The cocktail looked really pretty. And another example on how they know how to do the flowers in the ice correctly. I don't know what the fuck we looked at the first time, but that was just a vodka tonic if you really think about it. It would have been nicer to add a little glitter in there, like some light pink luster dust. It would have been the same cocktail, but glittery. See? That's how you elevate it. That's how you make it better. Or with like a fruit or a flavor that you could actually taste, even if you add it in a liqueur. So then it's not just a vodka tonic. But it was still pretty. I will give it that. Okay, that's not a Cosmo. There's no orange juice in a Cosmo, but it would still be good. I'm just not, it's not a Cosmo though, okay? I have to stand with the community and point that out. And I know I do talk shit about popsicles in a cocktail, but it's not a bad thing if done correctly. You still gotta make sure that the flavors and ingredients match to make a good final ingredient. Because thinking back, I actually went to this place in Silver Lake, California that would do this with micheladas. Like you would buy different kind of flavored popsicles to pair with the michelada to flavor it. And that was actually gas. Like that was great. So is this good? Is this a good idea? Sure, if done correctly. I usually like to do this if I'm looking to enhance the flavor of a glass of Prosecco or something similar. I think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. I do, especially for like a watermelon martini. Making the garnish alcoholic as well? A+. I remember during prom weekend when we would all go to the shore after prom, we would all have this for like breakfast. Which is crazy that we were all 21 prom weekend, that's nuts. But we would do this by cutting it up the night before and letting it sit in Malibu rum, which I think is better. If you're gonna use vodka, vodka's fine, but maybe like a watermelon flavored vodka so it pairs better, just to give it a little more flavor to make it more enjoyable when you're eating it. And then we would just have it for breakfast. It was like a little fun alcoholic breakfast, which is like a thing normal people do, right? Yeah, sure. Did you just pour soda over cotton candy and call it a day? Why don't you just inject yourself with a liquid hangover? What the fuck was that? I hate cotton candy in drinks. I think it's so dumb and it has no purpose or reason why it's better than a different way to color a cocktail, which is the only reason it's good for, because it's not doing anything to the cocktail. You could just use simple shit. It's dumb. It's unnecessary sugar that's just gonna hurt you. Don't piss me off. We're getting into dangerous territory now. Okay, that looks nicer. That looks much better than whatever the fuck we looked at before. So you do know a nice way to do it. What the hell was that junk drawer bullshit? This was much prettier. This was a much more acceptable option for this. Again, I'm just gonna say put something under it because it is gonna melt. Is it pretty? Sure. Is it better than just putting it in a bucket of ice? I wouldn't really say so. It's a much better idea or thought than something I think would be in practice. Just wanna say that, but it's pretty. I'll give it that. And now from here on out, it's just kind of getting more and more repetitive. What do you guys think? Is there anything we saw in this video that you would actually like to try? Or do you disagree with me or agree with me on anything I said? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to check out my merch also. If you want to get a tank like this, a link to that is also in the description below. I'm really promoting that description today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, subscribe for future videos. I put them out weekly. Let me know some other videos that you would like to see me react to in the future. And if that's not all, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm MikeMGTV, and you are fucking welcome. Goodbye.
I brought the